All right, we are going live again. And I shouldn't say we, it's just going to be me tonight. So no Pat. So yeah, what are we thinking? Oh, not sure I wanted to you know, see us starting off World Cup qualifying with 2 draws, but that's kind of where we're at right now. Yeah, not the best performance from the boys tonight. Definitely a better performance than the game against El Salvador. I will say that. I thought we played a little bit more together. I thought we had some moments of really good play tonight. It just, we still struggle to break, teams down and we struggle in the final third. We can't get any goal scoring opportunities and we struggle to finish. So yeah, not the best performance tonight. So just disappointed. So I guess tonight we're going to structure things a little bit more than we did on Thursday, I guess, when our last game was. So we're going to go through the lineup a little bit, and some of the decisions that went into, what players played tonight, what players, weren't able to play tonight for various different reasons. Take a little bit, of a look at the game and kind of debrief it a little bit, and then, go into our game against Honduras and kind of talk a little bit about that and what we should anticipate. So, yeah, the big news going into this game was obviously some of the players that weren't available. So it was announced earlier today that Zach Steffen obviously tested positive for COVID. So, we heard about that, I think mid morning. So definitely a little concerning. Obviously, Matt Turner has shown that, he's capable and a very good, goalkeeper himself, but, not something we wanted to hear from Zach Steffen and hear about Zach Steffen. So that was kind of a shock. And then we heard that Reyna was out with injuries. So, another one of our playmakers, another player that can unlock defenses and really kind of, create opportunities that not so many other players in our pool can. So it was really, disappointing to hear that he's going to be out of both these games. So he was out of the Canada game tonight, and then he'll also be out of the Honduras game, on Wednesday due to a thigh injury. So, yeah, that was, a bummer. And then to follow it up, we heard that Weston McKennie broke COVID policies. And, that was definitely disappointing, probably the most disappointing out of the 3 announcements, to be completely honest. So, it's just, I don't know. It's not good. You never want one of your leaders on the team to, not take something like that, not taking a team policy serious enough and kind of, definitely jeopardizes, his availability for a big game. So that was really, really disappointing. But we had 6 changes going into the game. So, we had John Brooks back in the lineup, Anthony Robinson there on the left. I see your comment, Brad. I'm going to get to that in a second here. And, we also had Kellen Acosta back in the lineup with Sebastian Lletget in midfield. And then obviously Christian Pulisic was definitely the big addition to this team as well. And all in all, had a decent game. I don't think he had a bad game. Obviously was, getting bombarded a lot, was victim to several late fouls, but, it is what it is. That's kind of what happens in CONCACAF and being, one of the star players at CONCACAF. And then we had, Jordan Pefok, subbed on or starting in place of Josh Sargent. So, that was, one of the changes we wanted to see up top. We wanted to see, something a little different, Pat and I. So, all in all, going into the game, felt confident in this lineup. I liked how we got back to basics, right? What me and Pat talked about on Thursday, getting back to, playing the players that have played in certain, positions on the field for their club teams, also for, the USMNT and in our previous games. So, really like to see Dest and Anthony Robinson, in their natural positions. Didn't mind seeing Sebastian Lletget back in the team. I felt like we lacked some of that, just stableness in midfield and someone who, is able to kind of lead when he's on the field and also has some skill and ability to kind of break down defenses as well. So it was cool to see him in there. Overall, I think going into the game, felt pretty positive about this lineup. And we started off the game, very, very well, in my opinion. I felt like we played a lot better as a team. I felt like, we had, that certain grit to us in this game starting out, which I didn't feel that way against El Salvador, right? We felt very, on edge. We felt kind of on our back, the backs of our feet, our heels, so to speak. I didn't feel like that in this game. I thought we came out with good energy. I thought we came out playing well together. And I thought we started off the game perfectly fine. A good example of that actually was, in the first 15 minutes, we had Alphonso Davies breaking down that left flank, and you had Serginho Dest and Tyler Adams joining together to stop him and take the ball away from him. So just another, just a microcosm of that team togetherness that I'm trying to talk about here. So I'm going to look at a few comments before I get too far in the weeds here. That's what this live show is all about, right? So, Brad Asbury here says, decent first half, unlucky not to score, but an awful second half after we scored, and Greg had no idea what to do. So, hot take there. That's fair. I think we'll get to the second half here in a little bit. He also says that Reyna is a big loss. A bit strange, though, considering I thought he played a full 90 last game. Yeah, not sure, what happened with him when he had that hamstring injury. I don't know if it was in the game. I don't know if it was in training. I didn't really get too much time before the game to see much of the tweets around it. So, it doesn't sound like he's going to be healthy for Honduras, and, even could miss time for Dortmund. So, yeah, definitely a big loss, like you said, Brad. I thought tonight we had, some players that were capable of unlocking the defense on the field. Obviously, if he was there instead of, say, Kellen Acosta, then maybe, we could have fared a little better in that final third. But, it is what it is, right? We have a comment here from our good friend, Gucci Bra, Brandon Panetta. So what do you think about the formation? Do you think we are still lacking that decisive number 9 role? So 2 good questions. I'm fine with our lineup. On Instagram, I thought we could have played, with a three at the back formation for this game, and maybe would have had a little bit better of a result. But I really liked what we saw from this formation tonight. We saw Serginho Dest getting forward in the first half. We saw Anthony Robinson getting forward as well. We saw Kellen Acosta, switching out with Serginho Dest, helping him come inside, and then also, pairing well with Tyler Adams and trying to, stop Canada from attacking and getting up the field. So I like the formation tonight. Obviously it's our classic formation, so, it was really nothing new. But I did think, that wasn't what held us back tonight, to be completely honest. So, and then to answer that second part of your question there, Brandon, do you think we are still lacking that defensive number 9 role? Yes and no. I thought PFOC did okay tonight. He was able to come back and kind of, win some balls up top for us and really just, help, push that Canada high line back a little bit. He did okay coming in and combining too at times. Really was a nuisance for Daniil Henry, in Canada. You saw them going back and forth several times. I thought he did fine. I don't think he's the answer, if I'm being honest, but I thought in this game, he had an okay performance. If I had to rate it, probably 6.5. Can we do better in the future with another option like Daryl DK? I think we can. Maybe Ricardo Pepi, but it doesn't seem like he's really going to be rushed into this lineup. So yeah, that's a little disappointing, I guess. But I'll get off my soapbox right now. We got KCV again back in here, so good to see you again. Very active on our last live show. So I'm just going to throw up his comment real quick. Again, the shows Greg isn't the right coach for us. Subs at the 83rd minute. Yeah, again, we'll get to that second half here. He has no tactics. Sure, he unites the team, but you can't just win based on unity. Very fair, comment there. Very fair. So yeah, to kind of get back into our, game summary. I thought it was an okay first half. I thought we got out, I thought we got out on the front foot very well in this game. We combined defensively. Miles Robinson, I thought, looked really good in the first half, really just, being a boss back there as a center back. Even John Brooks too, had his moments. Obviously took that yellow card there when Alphonso Davies was breaking. So was very astute in his challenges and trying to time things right and really make good decisions. It was really disappointing. Right there at the end of the half, you saw Serginho Dest go down with injury. I thought Serginho was playing, good in this game. I don't think he played well against El Salvador. I think he was very bad, to be completely honest. So seeing him start this game off in a positive manner, and this is the type of game for Serginho, right? A game where he's going to get some space to kind of do the things he likes to do, right? He has that flair for a reason. And I thought, you saw that, on display tonight, and I thought that helped the team. That run he made, getting by 3 people, getting upfield, passing the ball off, and giving us an opportunity to get a nice cross into the box was perfect. That's obviously what we want to see Serginho, keep doing and have confidence in kind of, trying those things. So yeah, I thought it was really positive from him until he got injured. We'll have to see what that injury is and what the long-term ramifications are. The first thought I had when I saw him go down is, who's our next option? Right now, DeAndre Yedlin is our next option, but when this camp breaks, there's some other players out there, right? Reggie Cannon is in a weird situation. We don't know if he's staying at Boa Vista. Obviously, the transfer window closed, but there's been some talk that something's going on behind the scenes with him. Not sure exactly, what's going on there. Brian Reynolds, Julian Araujo even, right, who's still trying to, make that decision, whether it's Mexico or America. So, if this is a long-term injury, which I don't think it is, we do have, now some questions at right back. I see KCV said, again, going back to PFOX, hold-up play isn't as good as I expected. He should have done better, in my opinion. I don't know. I thought his hold-up play was fine. Obviously, again, I don't think he's a star player. So maybe my expectations for him are, a little bit lower than they should be. But again, I thought he did okay, right? It was a battle tonight up top. He wasn't getting very many touches throughout the game. So he really had to kind of battle for positioning and win as many balls as he could. And I thought he did a decent job at that. Let's see what Brad has to say here. He says, he's lulled me into believing he is the right man by some great results over the summer, but I agree he is tactically poor and keeps getting out coached. So yeah, I guess to get into the second half here, and I'm jumping ahead quite a bit, but the fact that we didn't make a sub until the 80th minute, like, what are we doing? You're talking about a window with 3 games, and yes, we made a sub for Serginho Dest, so we didn't make an actual sub, not due to injury, until the 80th minute. But like, what are you doing? We have, multiple options on the bench. Like we saw, what was it, in the 81st minute when they came on, Connor De La Fuente would have been a great option to kind of throw out there, get some more, fresh legs running at the Canadian defense. Josh Sargent, I thought, could have really provided somewhat of a great outlet up top that was different than what we saw from PFOX. So yeah, I just don't understand why we wait to make these subs. And again, you're talking about 3 games in a row with short turnaround time. You already have some injuries. You obviously have some players missing tonight due to some other things. So it just was really disappointing. And it makes me kind of, like you said, Brad, like a little skeptical of Greg and like, what is he thinking? Like, what is he doing? What's going on in his head? So to go back into the second half, we came out. I thought both teams kind of started a little sloppy, right? It wasn't very clean soccer to start that second half there. But we were able to kind of get something going there. Obviously, the breakthrough was Aaronson's goal. So, a great play by him to win back that ball and kind of just stay with it. Obviously, Pulisic got fouled. So, great advantage that the ref gave us. And, again, just great play. Anthony Robinson did great again, getting that cross into a great area and Aaronson being in the right spot to capitalize. So, it felt great. It felt like, that goal was coming all game, right? And we were just going to keep going from there. Well, minutes later, Canada equalized. Alphonso Davies absolutely roasts DeAndre Yedlin. So again, that right back position, just why is it DeAndre Yedlin? I don't know. I don't know. I guess I could go on about that too, but I won't waste my time tonight on that. So, Alphonso Davies beats DeAndre Yedlin, and puts a great cross in the box for Kyle Larin, who finishes and honestly is a decent player in his own right. So yeah, tied 1-1. Again, just like I don't know. I just feel like we have these lapses, right, where we kind of just shut off for a moment, kind of like DeAndre Yedlin did, and it's been a consistent for the past 4 or 5 years, and it's just having that mentality, right, in these games to kind of stay engaged for the whole 90 minutes, right? It's hard to do, right, because it's a hostile environment, and obviously tonight wasn't the most hostile environment we'll be in, but just being switched on for 90 minutes and not having that lapse in judgment is just so huge and such a big part of taking that next step as our national team and being top tier players. Top tier players don't switch off, and top tier teams don't switch off. So I don't know. It just was kind of disappointing to see that a quick mistake, a small mistake lead to something that cost us 3 points tonight, which was disappointing. And then my last note for the second half was no subs until the 80th minute. So I guess I want to open this up to you guys, right? I've been talking a lot tonight. So what were some things you guys saw tonight that had you frustrated? What are some things that you saw tonight that had you encouraged? I guess kind of what was your biggest takeaway from tonight? We'll go to the comments for this. So I'm going to go back here and just see. Brad says it's a bummer for Des because he was playing well, and then the Larin goal was Yedlin's fault. Stupid goal to concede. Yeah, it really was a stupid goal, and like you said, Des was playing well tonight. So really disappointing. KCV says Yedlin, but also Brooks. He fell asleep on the goal, to be honest. Mostly Yedlin, though. Yep. KCV says, what did you think of Landon Donovan's comments on the El Salvador game that he didn't think a point was bad? I mean, I think, a point last game was okay, right? It seemed like we were, I don't know, just overwhelmed with that atmosphere, overwhelmed with the heightened sense of what World Cup qualifying is. You could kind of see it on some of our younger players. We obviously have players who haven't been through it yet. So sure, I felt like it was fair to give us a pass for that game. And the fact that we were able to take points from, that first game was fine, right? It was okay. But coming away from this game, now that we have that under our belts, now that we understand, what we're going to face and what this battle is going to be like for 14 games. I don't feel as good about that performance, right? I don't feel as good about that point. So I don't know. I think it's fair that Landon Donovan says that. I think he's got, there's some merit to that point, but coming away from tonight, I just feel, even more disappointed, right? El Salvador was not nearly as good as Canada was tonight. And it's just, I don't know, very disappointing. Let's go down to some of the new comments here. So Brandon Panetta says, predictions for the game with Honduras away from home. If we draw/lose this game, do you lose faith in Berhalter? Well, I don't know. I'd love to hear from you guys if you think that a draw or a loss would make you bail on Berhalter, so to speak. But for me, I think it's just it's kind of back to the drawing board, so to speak, right? Like we've come far from where we were starting out with Greg Berhalter. Obviously, it's not been the smoothest process at times, and we've had definitely some stumbling blocks. But I do think we've built something here. Obviously, this summer, winning 2 trophies has helped that feeling and that sentiment. But I don't know. It would be really disappointing to come away with 3 draws or even 2 draws and a loss to a team like Honduras. That would be really disappointing. So, I don't know. I'm curious to hear, I guess, what you would have to say, Brandon. I know you got a lot of hot takes, so let's see what some other comments said. Brad says, again, frustrated with our wing defending. It wasn't just Yedlin. How many times did Anthony Robinson get roasted on the right side and Canada plays a low ball across the face of goal? That's actually one of my takeaways from this game as well. So what Anthony Robinson did good going forward, and I think there was a lot there that he did good going forward with. He just wasn't there at times in that second half when Canada was, attacking his side of our team, right? And they had countless, crosses into the box that went completely untouched, and it was like, what's going on? What are you guys doing? So yeah, it was definitely disappointing. And again, I don't know if Anthony Robinson is really the answer at that left back position. It's so tough, right? He provides probably the most out of all our other left backs in terms of getting forward, being that solid, person who's not afraid of contact, right? He plays in the championship. He's someone who goes into challenges hard and wins his fair share of challenges. But it seems like constantly he's just out of position, doesn't react well at times, right? He's a little slow to react and getting into those spots to help his team defend. So maybe not when he's, the one on the hook, but, providing that support for his defenders, his center backs, his midfielders. He's not necessarily quick to react in those situations. So yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on. I feel like we've gone through this conversation in the past too, and just doesn't seem to have gotten any better. So yeah, a little disappointing as well. Let's scroll down to some of the newer ones here, newer comments. Martin Cito says, who would take over for GGG? Well, it's a great question. I don't know if there are too many options right now at the moment. Obviously, long term, Jesse Marsch would be the one, right? He'd be fun to see in the, as manager of the USMNT, but I don't think that's very realistic right now. So yeah, that's why it's tough, right? Because we want to, pile on Berhalter. We want to, blame him for a lot of the mistakes with this team, blame him for the lack of, again, goal scoring opportunities we're creating, lack of finishing in the final third, just good play really in attack. But it's not, if we fire him, right? Like who's going to come in and who's going to do that job? I don't know. I don't have any great answers to that. So it's kind of, you're kind of darned if you do, you're darned if you don't, in terms of firing him. Let's see some other ones. H. Huss says, really frustrating to start World Cup qualifying. This is why we need to win away games. Going into away games being happy with a point is stupid. If we don't even win home games, win every game and you go in too. So yeah, that's fair, Huss. Yeah, we need to win our home games. We need to win our away games too. We need to get a few wins on the road here. And honestly, let's just hope we can, take what we learned from these two games, right? I felt like we got better from that first game. I think we came out flat against El Salvador. We did not come out flat tonight. So, that's improvement. Next game, we just got to be more creative in how we, approach the final third, how we, attack teams, be more variable in what we try. It seemed like tonight we kept just, passing around the back and trying to be a little too cute with the ball, going up, taking the ball upfield, or just playing that long ball over the top to PFOC or, some of our wingers trying to run on. And there was no real variability between what we were trying to do. So, I think if we can take what we learned from these two games, hopefully we get a win, against Honduras on the road. That'd be really good. I see some more comments about Greg Berhalter. I think I'm going to leave them alone for right now, but thanks guys for commenting about him. I said Anthony Robinson was my one takeaway. Again, another takeaway I had tonight is, I guess it's kind of in that same vein, right? So we need to figure out, more of our options upfield. We need to figure out how we can, who's our striker, right? We're still searching for that answer, but we need to just, again, maybe it's exactly what I said, right? We need to be more varied in our attack. We need to, be willing to run into these spaces and try some 1-2 passing and just be more varied in what we do. It seems like a lot of times it's just either, we're giving the ball to Christian Pulisic and he's trying to make something happen, or again, we're kicking the ball upfield and trying to make things happen off of a rebound and a striker kind of holding up the ball, upfield. And going from there. So yeah, I guess that was my other takeaway. To look ahead to Honduras as we, close this live, and forgive me, this is a little tough by myself, so I feel like I'm rambling at times, but, going into Honduras on Wednesday, obviously no Gio, no Zach Steffen, but we need 3 points, right? We really need 3 points from this game. If we get 3, that would be 5 from these first 3 games. So again, not ideal, but that's, it is what it is. We can't worry about the points we've lost. We just got to worry about this game on Wednesday. So, I think, we need to do something similar in terms of, again, starting Christian Pulisic. I know he's coming back from COVID. I know he played 90 minutes tonight, but he's clearly, our best player still. So we need to get him on the field. Wes McKennie, whatever happened with him, he learned his lesson, right? He's got to be back in this team for this game against Honduras. We need players, again, someone like John Brooks, who's actually been through World Cup qualifying. I feel like if he was on the field against El Salvador, we might have came out a little bit stronger, felt more at home with that veteran presence behind, at the back of our team and kind of leading our boys. So I think, again, on the road in a hostile environment, if we can kind of, use some of this experience we have on the roster, like we did in this game, Sebastian Lletget, keep him on the field, maybe find a way to work in Kellen Acosta. I'd rather see, that midfield trio of Lletget, McKennie, and Tyler Adams, but, maybe he's a second half sub for Tyler Adams, who played, all 90 minutes tonight and played, in that first game and kind of use him and his experience to really, help draw on and be comfortable in this hostile environment we're going into. I think, again, just using ourselves in a more efficient manner. That was, again, the constant from Greg Berhalter's tenure. Just really disappointing that we can't seem to get that right. But it is what it is. So I guess I'm going to, again, open it up. I'm going on too long. You guys, what do you think we need to look at going into our game against Honduras? What should be on the mind of Greg Berhalter? What did we learn from today that we can take, into that game on Wednesday? Brad says, yes, we must win at Honduras, but I'm not confident. Huss says, attack, attack, attack. Yes, definitely attack, attack, attack. Let's see what else we've got. Tyler Adams was really good tonight. Bossed the midfield and was harassing Davies, but had a really stupid foul. But I'd say he was man of the match. Yeah, that's fair. He did have a good game tonight. Yeah. Huss says, do you think Reyna and McKennie would have made the difference today? I don't know. I think they would have helped us, create more chances. I will say that. I think McKinney's loss on set pieces is so crucial. He's such an asset in the air on those corners and, those free kicks in the final third. I really just think if we were able to have him on the field today, causing some more disruption, just being a target that we could kind of play the ball to, on those set pieces, then yeah, maybe something would have happened. So long way to say yes. I do think they would have made more of a difference today. Brandon says, going into Honduras, don't lose. That's great advice, Brandon. Appreciate that one. KCV says, Gio at the midfield would have been good. My ideal lineup would be Steffen, Robinson, Miles, Brooks, Dest. Gotcha. Okay. So somewhat similar to what we saw in that first game, I guess. I'd be curious to see Conrad back in the starting lineup for Honduras. I thought he looked good again coming off the bench and obviously limited minutes tonight. He's a player that's got that flair and that, that tenacity that we look for. So I think he, would fit right into the starting lineup and be someone that, could really create chances for us. So yeah, I would love to see him on the field against Honduras. Let's see what Martin Cito says. I'd rather be aggressive versus Honduras. I'll risk going for 3 points. The difference between 2 and 3 points is minimal early on in World Cup qualifying. Very interesting. Okay. I like it. I think, again, we have to finish this window on a high, right? It's been 2 disappointing results in a row. If we sit on a loss or a draw, kind of like you said earlier in the show, in your comment, then yeah, we're going to have to sit on that for a month. There's going to be a lot of chatter around, again, is Greg Berhalter the right man? Are we going to miss out on the World Cup again? So we really need to be, obviously very, tuned into this game. That goes without being said. But I do like, you said here, we need to be aggressive going into this game and have that aggressive mindset. Let's see what some other comments said. Blaga said that yellow was super unnecessary and could hurt us in the future. I thought Pulisic and Yedlin were our worst players. Yedlin was a liability on defense. Pulisic rarely passed or made runs behind. Yeah, I mean, Yedlin I didn't think was great tonight. I thought obviously he was at fault for that goal that Canada scored. I don't think he provided much going forward either. So, yeah, wasn't great. Pulisic, I don't know. I thought Pulisic was fine. I don't know. He could have done better, but he was getting, fouled a lot throughout the night. So it's tough when it's one of those games. Adams and McKennie being immature cost us today. Yeah, that's fair. That Adams, foul and yellow card really stopped us from having a great, advantage being played there with Aronson playing that great ball, I think, over to Robinson. That looked like it was, going to be a really good opportunity coming up. So, yeah, that's tough. And then obviously McKennie being, doing his thing away from the team and, missing this game for that team policy violation was definitely cost us. KCV says, I disagree. Pulisic was the only one trying. I don't know if he's the only one trying, but he definitely was trying things. Yeah, and Brad says something similar. So yeah, I guess that's kind of all I had tonight, for this live show. So again, this is just an area to kind of hang out with you guys and talk a little bit about the game. This is only our second one, so we're trying some things. We're going to try different formats as we go, and we want to do this throughout World Cup qualifying. So thanks for everyone tonight joining in that chat there and commenting. It's really great, interacting with you guys and just talking about the USMNT, right, and World Cup qualifying. It's been so long. So yeah, it's been fun tonight. But with this, I'm gonna sign off now. So thanks for joining, guys. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. And catch us on Wednesday after the game, right around midnight. So until then, guys, we'll see you.